Jaramogi Oginga Odinga was born in October 1911 in Nyamira Kango village, located in Bondo, in what was then British East Africa, now part of Kenya. Although the exact date of his birth remains uncertain, the year is drawn from his autobiography, Not Yet Uhuru. He was born to Odinga Raila, a woodworker and farmer, and Mama Opondo Nyamagolo. From a young age, Jaramogi displayed curiosity and intelligence. His eldest stepbrother, Abisai Ajuang, took part in his early education, teaching him at home before he joined formal schooling. Born Obadiah Adonisha, he later renounced his Christian names and embraced the name Jaramogi, which means man of the people of Ramogi. This title symbolized his connection to the legendary Luo patriarch Ramogi Ajuang and reflected his deep pride in his heritage and his desire to unify his people. Jaramogi's academic journey began in mission schools in Nyanza province, including Kisumu Union Primary and Maranda Primary. His intelligence and leadership potential soon became evident, earning him a place at Maseno School, where he undertook a primary teaching course. After a disagreement with the headmaster, he transferred to Alliance High School, one of Kenya's most prestigious institutions. His quest for knowledge eventually took him to Makerere University in Uganda, where he earned a diploma in education in 1939. Interestingly, he turned down a scholarship to study medicine, choosing instead to pursue his passion for teaching. Upon completing his studies, Jaramogi embarked on a teaching career that would shape his early adult life. Between 1940 and 1942, he taught mathematics at Maseno High School, and from 1943 to 1946, he served as headmaster of the Maseno Veterinary School. His experience as an educator fueled his belief in self-reliance and community development. In 1947, he ventured into business by founding the Luo Thrift and Trading Corporation, an organization designed to empower the Luo community economically. This initiative marked the beginning of his transition from education to politics. Jaramogi's political journey began around 1947 when he joined the Kenya African Union, KAU, a nationalist movement that sought independence from British colonial rule. His leadership within the Luo community grew rapidly, and between 1952 and 1957, he served as president of the Luo Union, a social and political organization. In 1957, he was elected to the Legislative Council as the representative for Central Nyanza, becoming one of the first Africans to enter the colonial legislature. When the Kenya African National Union, KANU, was formed in 1960, Odinga became its vice president, playing a pivotal role in the negotiations that led to Kenya's independence in 1963. He was a key figure at the founding of the Organization of African Unity the same year, cementing his reputation as a pan-African statesman. Following independence, Jaramogi was appointed Kenya's first vice president under President Jomo Kenyatta in 1964. However, the alliance between the two men was short-lived. Odinga's socialist ideals clashed with Kenyatta's capitalist leanings, and tensions mounted as Odinga accused the new government of betraying the promises of independence, especially on issues of land and economic inequality. These ideological differences culminated in his resignation in 1966 and the formation of his opposition party, the Kenya People's Union. The government responded harshly, banning the KPU in 1969 and placing Odinga under house arrest. Despite repeated detentions and political persecution, Jaramogi remained steadfast in his convictions. His 1967 autobiography, Not Yet Uhuru, Swahili for Not Yet Freedom, became both a manifesto and a symbol of his unyielding demand for justice and democracy in Kenya. His opposition to state repression continued under President Daniel Arap Moi, during whose regime he was again detained following the 1982 coup attempt, in which his name was controversially implicated. In the later years of his life, Odinga re-emerged as a political force. In 1991, he co-founded the Forum for the Restoration of Democracy, FORD, which played a major role in reintroducing multi-party democracy in Kenya. Although internal disputes later split the movement, Odinga's role as one of the founding fathers of Kenya's democracy remained undisputed. He ran for president in the 1992 elections, but lost, though he reclaimed his parliamentary seat for Bondo constituency. Jaramogi's personal life was deeply rooted in Luo traditions. He was polygamous, with 4 wives: Mary Juma Ajuma, Gaudensia Adeya, Susan Agik, and Betty Odongo Oroza, and together they had 17 children. Among them were prominent public figures such as Dr. Oburu Oginga, the senator for Siaya County, Raila Odinga, Kenya's former prime minister, Dr. Wendwa Akinyi Odinga, and Ruth Busia Adhiambo Odinga, former deputy governor and current women's representative for Kisumu County. His family has remained one of the most politically influential dynasties in Kenya. Beyond politics, Jaramogi was also a businessman. His ventures included the Luo Thrift and Trading Corporation and the Lolwe Bus Company in Nyanza. These enterprises laid the foundation for the Odinga family's business empire, later expanded under Raila Odinga through companies such as East African Spectre, the country's only LPG cylinder manufacturer, and B Energy, an oil marketing firm. By 2020, estimates placed the family's collective wealth at around $2 billion, approximately $20 million, in property and company shares.
Jaramogi's political life was not without controversy. His rift with Kenyatta defined Kenya's early post-independence politics, and his socialist stance led to accusations of plotting coups and aligning with communist states. Despite periods of reconciliation, such as his brief alliance with Moi in the late 1970s, his career was marked by cycles of defiance, detention, and resurgence. Even within FORD, his final political movement, internal divisions and leadership struggles, some involving his own son, Raila, reflected the challenges of building unity in Kenya's opposition politics. Until his death in 1994, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga remained a towering figure in Kenya's political landscape, a man who dared to challenge authority and stand by his beliefs, regardless of the cost. To his supporters, he was a symbol of integrity, courage, and resistance against political oppression. To his critics, he was a divisive figure whose socialist ideals clashed with Kenya's capitalist direction. Yet in every narrative, Jaramogi's name endures as one of the architects of Kenya's independence and democracy, a man who believed that true uhuru had yet to be achieved.